In this episode of Alison McQuinney podcast, I'm delighted to be chatting with two very inspirational ladies, Natalie O'Rourke MBE and Philippa George. Now then, Natalie is the Times and Sunday Times Sportswoman of the Year, everybody. We talk about the fantastic Park Lane stables where beautiful horses help children and adults alike, truly making a difference in the local community. Be prepared to be inspired by a truly heartwarming conversation. Hello and welcome back to Alison McQuinney podcast, where we have conversations about business and well-being success. And I'm very excited about today's podcast because I am joined by two amazing ladies who bring together business and well-being. So we're in for an absolute treat and a fascinating conversation. So first of all, I'd like to introduce you to Natalie O'Rourke MBE. Natalie is the proud manager and founder of Park Lane Stables, RDA, after raising over £1 million to save the stables back in the day. Natalie went on to build a community where horses help children and adults with disabilities develop confidence and happiness. This year, Natalie was voted the Times and the Sunday Times Grassroots Sportswoman of the Year. She is passionate about horses and people and feels privileged to work with them both. She is an RDA coach, UKCC coach, Pony Club coach, and she always tries to be the voice of the horse. Natalie is also a public speaker, having given talks for organisations such as London Borough of Richmond upon Thames, the Worship Hall Company of Farriers, Pony Club National Conference and more. The story of how she saved Park Lane Stables RDA from closure during COVID-19 against all the odds is told in her book, Only Heroes and Horses, which is published by Hachette and available via all good retailers. I'd also like to introduce you to another amazing lady, Philippa George. Philippa is a Park Lane Stables ambassador and represents the stables at fortnightly Omni Business networking meetings for the Twickenham and Teddington area. She does a fantastic job as an ambassador for the stables, keeps us in touch with what's going on and the importance that the stables bring to community life. So we're joined today by two very special ladies. A warm welcome to my podcast. Natalie,
Thank you.
I'd like to start off with you, please, Natalie. Please share your story of how you founded Park Lane Stables, because I feel it's a story of amazing resilience and intention setting and refusal to drop a nought at the end. So over to you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having us on the podcast. We're delighted to be here and we love being part of the Omni community. So I've been here at the stables since 2008. So I've been here for 18 years now, and basically I'm from Birmingham, and I wanted to have a stables of my own, and I wanted it to be a friendly place where the horses came first. So that's how it started. And it's not a cliche really to say that from a small acorn, a big oak tree does grow, because that is definitely what's happened here. Because when I came here in 2008, without any spoilers for the book, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know a single soul in the area. And I literally built the stables from the ground up. And as you've said, I am very resilient and I just keep going. So when I get knocked back, I keep going. I pick myself up and I carry on. So it has been a hell of a journey, actually. And now I guess we're sort of in a period where we can enjoy what we've built here and welcome as many people as possible. But it hasn't been easy, I would say. It's been hard work, quite a lot of tears and a lot of sweat, but we love every minute of it.
And when you were raising funds to keep the stables going, I understand there was a story where people thought you'd added an extra naught on the end of your fundraising goal that shouldn't have been there. And you said, no, no, I'm going to raise this. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so basically, I've been renting the stables for well, since 2008 till 2020, and then the landlord told me that he had to sell, and that was his prerogative. And because where we are, the site is has a high value because of where it's situated. So he said, I need £1 million for the stables, and obviously I didn't have £1 million, and the bank would not lend me £1 million because I was too much of a risk, really. So I was snookered, I was cornered, and then I just decided that I would crowdfund the money. So I didn't have any experience of crowdfunding, and I set up the crowdfund on New Year's Eve. So a lot of people were off work New Year's Day. And then the day after New Year's Day, crowdfunder contacted me and said, there's a mistake with your crowdfunder. And I said, oh gosh, what is it? Because I'd never done it before. And I thought, oh, what have I done wrong? And they said, you've put an extra naught on the end. And I said, no, that's it. I'm going to raise £1 million. And they said, well, that's ridiculous. And you won't be able to do that. And I said, I will, and just watch me. And because they won't mind me saying that, by the way, because we're great friends, crowdfunder and I now. But at the time, the fact that even they were like, oh my gosh, this lady is crazy, that spurred me on, really. And there's a handful of people in my community who believed in me and got behind me. There's friends of mine who thought I was crazy but still got behind me. But there was a core of people who thought that I would never do it, and they said that I was a time waster and go away, you're just wasting everybody's time, etc. But actually, when those people said those things to me, it kind of fired me up, because then I was like, no, I'm going to show you that I can do this. And I did. The rest is history, as they say.
So tell us about Park Lane Stables and what you do there and the people you
Um,
know.
well, we make magic, really, don't we, Philippa? Well, we don't actually, the horses do. So we have 25 horses and ponies, and the stables here is quite small. It's a small site. So the horses are on a rotation. So we have about 7 or 8 horses here at a time, and then the rest are in the field, and then we're constantly swapping them over. So they do shifts, if you like. And then the services that we offer here are riding, carriage driving. We offer equine assisted therapy. We offer unmounted activities for people that, for whatever reason, don't want to ride the horses but just want to spend time with them. And we have like an open door policy, so people can just come and interact with a horse or human. There's always a volunteer around to chat with people and have a cup of tea. So it's much more than a stables, really. It's a hub, really. It's a community hub, and lots of people come here who live alone, or who are, don't have a massive social network, and come here because they can, and they know that they can find a friendly face, and they can cuddle a horse as well at the same time. So yeah, we're open 7 days a week. We have a day off occasionally, But yeah, most of the time, 99% of the time, you'll find us here. And people can come and see the cuddle horse anytime, and they don't need an appointment because the horse is all there's not the same horse, obviously, but there's always a horse there for people if they want to interact with a horse.
Mm. And when I was doing my research, I believe that you've got quite a few awards as well. I believe that the charity was awarded Health Charity of the Year in 2021, and the Sons Who Cares Wins Award.
Yeah, we got yeah, we
Oh,
did. That was a really amazing night. Yeah. So we didn't at that award ceremony we didn't have a clue. They don't tell you who's won. And they did all our hair and our makeup, and actually they even dressed me, didn't they? They bought me a dress and shoes and a bag and everything. They obviously had no confidence in me. They thought, oh, she's going to turn up in her jodhpurs and her smelly baseball hat, because that's how people know me. So they got me a whole outfit, and we were well and truly spoiled. And we were sitting at the table, and someone was standing behind me, and it was Prince William. And
wow.
then I stood up, and then I said, "Oh, should I stand up because you're Prince William?" And then he was like, "No, no, you can stay as you are." And we had a really nice chat with him, didn't we? And David Beckham, and I can't even remember. Like there was footballers. Philippa danced with the dancers was from Strictly Come Dancing. Charles and AJ. Yeah, so we were having an amazing time. And I kept saying to myself, oh, drink it all in. It doesn't matter if we win. And there was Davina McCall and like all these celebrities. And we were at the back of the room, weren't we? And I thought, oh, we probably haven't won, because if you've won, they probably put you at the front because it will be easier to get to the stage. So when they ran like a little film to say who'd won, and they started showing the film, and I looked at Philippa and I was like, oh, that's us. Like we've won. We couldn't believe it. I tried to hold my excitement in, but can't. Yeah, it was really exciting. And we like didn't Chris Evans? Chris Evans gave us the award. And yeah, Philippa high-fived him. Philippa was very confident. I was a little bit more like, oh, I don't know what's going on. And it was on television, of course. But yeah, that was really exciting. And it's just sort of affirmation for us that, that we're doing a good job, and the fact that they'd put us in the health charity category was really, really meant a lot to us, because it meant that they've recognised that what we're doing with the horses is really impacting people's mental health and their physical well-being. So we were really, really delighted about that, weren't we?
And am I correct in
It was a
saying,
special night.
am I correct in saying that Prince William awarded you your MBE?
He did, yeah. So Prince William was my MBE, yeah. So I went with my dad and my daughter and my husband. So I was lucky enough, because it was just after COVID. I thought I was only going to be allowed one person, but actually they let me take three people. So I was really delighted. And then we went in my dad's car, and you stop by the gates of Windsor Castle, and then the police check underneath your car and check all in the car and everything for security. And I said to the policeman, "Oh, can I ask you who it is today? Because you don't know who's going to give it to you. They don't tell you." And he said, "Oh, do you really want to know?" And I said, "Yeah, I really want to know." And he said, "Oh, it's Prince William." And then I burst into tears because I was so happy. And then I was like, I'm going to ruin all my makeup and everything because I was so happy that it was William. But yeah, I was really tough that it was him. So very
He's one of
special.
my
I was
favourite
very lucky.
royals. Him and Kate, I think
Ah, he's amazing.
they do such a fantastic job, those two, don't they? They really do.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. And Princess Anne has actually been to the stables here.
Oh, wow.
In in 2016 she came. She stayed like nearly a whole morning, didn't she? And she was so like so down to earth and like so just just ordinary. She was delightful, yeah. So she's a really active patron. She's not just someone who just puts their name to it, you know. She's a real doer. So we're really, really excited to host her here, weren't we?
Lovely. Um, Now, I think you may have also won the RDA Carriage Driving Group of the Year in 2021 and become national champions in 2022. Have I got that correct?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Can't remember.
I do my research for these.
Yeah, you've done a lot of research. You know more than us. Yeah, so the carriage driving is really important because basically a lot of people that are wheelchair users, they can't ride the horses because of their physicality. So actually a local business called H&L Motors, they bought our carriage for us, and it's terribly expensive, and they bought it for us and they maintain it. And people that are wheelchair users, they stay in their wheelchair and the carriage is adapted, and then we push the wheelchair up into the carriage, and it means that they can still do all the learning of the aspects of the carriage driving, and they're still getting all the sensory benefits of it, but they're obviously not sitting astride the horse. So yeah, we won the Carriage Driving Group of the Year, and we've also won the Horse of the Year, which was really important as well because the carriage horse, our carriage horse is called Sam, and he's like so reliable, isn't he? He's so steady, he's so patient, and we was really delighted to win because often people um they think horses need to be like race horses and athletic and like the Olympic horses. But Sam is like he literally wears a halo, doesn't he? So when he won, we were really chuffed that he'd been recognised for all that he gives to so many people. So that was really important to us as well. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. And I think the Park Lane Stables also received the Queen's Award for voluntary
Yeah.
service in
Yeah.
2022,
Yeah.
recognising the incredible work of volunteers
Yeah.
helping make the magic happen.
Huh.
You registered with the fundraising regulator in 2021
Yeah.
and accredited RDA and Pony Club Centre in 2016.
Yeah. That sounds right. Yeah.
And you also made a television appearance right at the start of this year with Alan Titchmarsh.
We did. Yeah. We
Tell us
did.
about
Yeah.
that.
Well, it was chucking with rain, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was absolutely chucking with rain. And we weren't allowed to, I wasn't allowed to wear my coat because it had a logo on, like the jacket I've got on now. And I was thinking, oh, brilliant. This is going to be great on the telly. It's like lashing with rain and wind. And they had all these like the TV shows, they have all this lighting and staging and everything. And I said, oh, crikey, I need to show it to the horses before we get started because they might react to it. So, of course, I took the horses and they were just like, whatever, I don't care. And then Alan Titchmarsh was lovely, wasn't he? He was really, really nice to us, yeah. So we were delighted to be part of that as well because we're always trying to get the message across that horses are for everybody.
Mhm.
They're not just because people have a misconception that horses are for elitists and just for people that are more affluent. So we're always trying, aren't we, to get push that message that no horses are for everyone. So to get on the Alan Titchmarsh show, that was fantastic because that reaches so many people. So
Yeah.
yeah, we were pleased. We'd like to go back in the summer.
Yeah.
When it's not raining, that would be
And
good.
warmer.
Yeah, and warmer, yeah. No, it was good fun, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
And it was a lovely segment. I have seen the segment on his show, and it was a really lovely segment. And
It
you
was,
both,
wasn't it?
you both came across so well, as did the horses.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. And they did it in one take, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just one take. That was it. It was so
one take wonder.
yeah, yeah,
Wow. My
yeah,
goodness.
it was good.
Now, also, were you involved in an Equine America partnership?
Yeah, so we're sponsored by Equine America, and that's really special as well because they normally just partner with Olympians and people that are, are competing at a really high level. And they reached out to us. So they supply us with all our products. So imagine like people that are listening might go to Holland and Barrett and buy their supplements for their joints and their cod liver oil or their vitamins or whatever it is. The horses need exactly those things as well. And Equine America supply us with all those things. So whatever we need, we just call them up. And yeah, they're really good to us, and it saves as a charity. It saves us a lot of money.
Sure.
So yeah, that's a really important partnership.
And I sort of welcome your guidance on what exactly is equine therapy.
Well, yeah, that's a really good question, quite a large question. So it's many things really. So sometimes it is counselling, but with a horse involved. So like now, we're looking at you on the screen, yeah, and some traditional like talking therapy is like face to face like that. And for some people that just doesn't work, especially a lot of young people or people who have autism. They don't want that eye to eye. So we use the horse as the kind of like bridge, if you like, between the person receiving the therapy and the therapist. So sometimes it's that. And sometimes it can just be, say, for example, somebody that's been bereaved or something like that. It can be as simple as just coming and spending time with the horses and just taking the horses for a walk and just having that sort of mindfulness of just spending time with them. So sorry for the vague answer, but it's a big picture really. And it's bespoke to whatever somebody needs.
No,
Because
that's helpful.
what's right for one person might not be right for somebody else. So people can self-refer, or we're part of a social prescribing program. So the NHS Southwest London prescribe to us, and then everybody is different. So there's not like a one size fits all package. We just go on the needs of the person, and sometimes that might mean us taking the horse to where that person lives, because if they've got like crippling social anxiety, for example, or they're agoraphobic, then the first step is for us to go and meet them somewhere where they're comfortable.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's bespoke to whoever comes here, to be honest.
And how did you become a part of the social prescribing network for referrals?
Um, well, I think that we realised that there was so much more benefit to the horses than just riding them.
Hmm.
We quickly worked that out for ourselves, and then we recognized that actually there's a huge number of people that are interested in the horses and can benefit from them, but actually have no desire to ride them, for whatever reason. Um, so we started to diversify into that area. And then we have a really good relationship with our local GP, and then we connected with NHS Southwest London, and they came here to see what we were doing, and they just saw the benefit of it and realised that actually they could prescribe us rather than writing a traditional prescription for somebody. And it's actually proven that spending time with the horses and also in a green space is so good for your mental well-being. So we're really lucky we're on the edge of Bushy Park, and most of our activities take place in Bushy Park. So yeah, I mean it's just naturally evolved actually that way.
And what advice can you share on how to run a successful business? Because as well as a charity, you are running a business, and that's what
Well,
you do.
charities are businesses
Yes,
actually, to
yes.
be honest, because you've got to have a balance sheet, haven't you? Otherwise, you're going down like anything. Okay, it's not the same as a business in as much as we don't need to make tons of profit, but we do need to break even or we can't keep going. So my advice is that we try and say yes to everything. So if somebody offers you an opportunity, say yes.
Mm.
You don't know what could happen. You might fail, but never mind. You've had a go, haven't you? So we say yes to everything, literally. We're like, okay, we don't know what it is, but yeah, we'll do it.
Like someone wants to interview us and we're like, yes.
Yeah, because it opens a door and it opens another door. So we always say yes to opportunities.
Yes.
And you've got to work hard.
Yes.
And you've got to be passionate about what you're doing. So you've got to believe in what you're doing, and you've got to love it, because if you don't, then why are other people going to come and want to join with you, and why are they going to want to give money to your business through your charity? So you've just got to be passionate about it. And I think one of the reasons that we're successful is because I'm the founder of it, and I'm also the manager, and I'm the leader of it, if you like. So I'm present. And I think what I see from other places that are maybe not as successful is it's people that are employed on a salary or so on, but and I'm sure they're doing a great job, but they don't have that massive passion for it that I do. That I'm always like, what's next? Right, what we're doing next, Philippa? We don't sort of sit back and go, oh, we've done quite well. We're like, right, what are we going to do next? How can we help some more people? How are we going to diversify further? And so yeah, you need drive really, and passion to be successful, I would say, and some self-belief that helps.
Yes, absolutely. Philippa, tell us about your role as ambassador and how long you've been doing it and how you became an ambassador.
So I'm ambassador, I think, 2019.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Something like that.
Mhm.
And I like help people. If there's new people, I help show them around and introduce them to the horses. And I help participants get to know more people. Like I organise with Natalie socials each month. So, and that helps to just bring people together, and especially for people who attend one session, but there's people in other sessions, and sometimes during the session they can't chat because we're being the horses and stuff. So social is a good way for people to kind of get to know more people and to have that socialization, and this helps people, especially if they're nervous about meeting new people. It's just like brings them out a bit more, and then that kind of helps with their confidence as well. And yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say, and Philippa's like, sometimes where I struggle for confidence in certain situations, Philippa's really good because, like, for example, we had to go to a ball. Now, to me, that's me like a fish out of water. I'm like, oh no, dress, shoes, no. So Philippa spoke on behalf of the charity at the ball, and she was just amazing, and she nailed it. Where I would have been all like, oh, all over the place. But you were absolutely brilliant. And also, Philippa's being quite modest because she represents a charity in lots of different ways. And one of the biggest things that she did was she did the coin toss at the ladies' final at Wimbledon.
Wow.
Yes, which is viewed by millions of people around the world. And you were just fantastic. And when we were both asked to go and speak at a conference in Belfast, Philippa just stole the show. And all everyone was talking about was Philippa. I didn't even need to turn up. So she's just a great representative of the charity and like a living, breathing example. And also, she's a really great role model because sometimes people come here with a young person with a disability, and they're stuck in a rut, or they can't see a future, they can't see a way out. And Philippa's in paid employment. She's got so many friends. You achieve so many things. So then they meet Philippa and they think, oh my gosh, that they see a better future for their young person. So you're a great role model as well, as representing us at lots of different things. So and you're very confident in those sort of social situations, aren't you?
Yeah.
She's great at networking.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Vouch for that.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes you hide your light under a bushel a bit, Philippa, because all she told us was about Alan Titchmarsh, and I'm finding out all
Ah,
these things on this podcast that you've done that are absolutely amazing, Philippa.
yeah, because I
Absolutely
would have been,
amazing.
and she met the Kate Middleton. Yeah, she met Kate Middleton, and she got I can't even remember. You went for like a special tea with loads of people, and I'd be quite like intimidated, especially to do the coin toss. I'd be like, I'm going to drop the coin. All these people are looking at me, and you were just like, yeah, millions of people watch me. I don't care. Here I go. Yeah, and it's just great because it's getting the name of our charity out there, but
Yeah.
also it's like we said earlier, it's that wider picture of getting the message out to people about horses and keeping them socially relevant in society. And Philippa is just absolutely brilliant at that.
Well, certainly, I've always been very impressed by you, Philippa, at the Omni networking
Thank you.
meetings that we have, and your contribution to those. You've been absolutely amazing during those. Um, Philippa, tell us about the Cuddle Door Pony. That is a sort of service that's run, isn't it?
Like anyone can come and stroke the colour horse at any time of the day. They don't need to book a session or anything. They just come up any time of day and just have that time with the colour horse. And it helps if anyone's having a bad day, they can just come and stroke the horses and have the all worries go away from stroking the horse. And so yeah, it's always there. So anyone can come any time of the day, come down, stroke the horse, or just look at it and just have that time with that colour horse. And yeah.
Yeah, and I think that there's scientific evidence now, isn't there, that if you're stroking an animal, be it a
Yeah,
horse or a dog or a cat,
yeah.
that's releasing endorphins in you and in the animal as well. So,
Yeah, and it will lower your heart rate and
yeah,
lower your adrenaline. So, and when we started the cuddle horse, I thought that it would be lots of children. I thought it would be mums and dads with their children. I was wrong. There's loads of professional people that come on their way to or from the train station, and they're like, "Oh, I just need a moment." And they
mm,
just have a little moment with the horse. Lots of elderly people, and lots of people that like with dementia, that is now part of their daily routine. They come for a little walk, do their steps, get their steps in, have a little moment with the horse, have a sit down at the stables, and then carry on. Be amazed by the variety of people that come, and um, and they're always photographing the cuddle horse, aren't they, and videoing the horse. And the best is when like it's like young, like young lads that are and they're like, whoa, horse. And then they sort of come out of their persona of their laddish type ways, and they're like, oh, they want to cuddle the horse. That's really lovely as well. But yeah, the horse is there for people to enjoy, and that's what we want. Just
and
don't
they
feed him.
and they also go out and visit care homes as well,
Yeah,
don't they?
yeah. So we go to several care homes in the area, and one care home that we go to, it's a dementia care home, and the husband of one of the residents there, he told us that the only time that his wife smiles in the week is when we go. He
Oh,
said the whole rest of the week she's quite sad, and then she just loves to see the horses. And the thing is, it like because of the smell of the horse and the sound of the hooves and everything, it evokes memories from years and years ago. So we've had experiences where ladies that are in their 80s have sort of all of a sudden gone back in time to when they were girls, because they used to ride and they smell this horse, and it's like it's evoked this memory. And at Christmas we made sensory boxes, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we made little like got the horse's hair and like made it into a little bracelet thing, because we couldn't go in the winter when it was horribly cold because it wasn't appropriate for the residents. So we made them these sensory boxes so they could still smell the horses, and we put like a photograph of
Yeah.
the horse and a little bit of the horse's hair, and the manager of the care home said that they loved that, and it was really nice because they could still have that sensory experience, but without the horse actually being there. But now the weather's kind, we're back on our weekly visits.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good.
Okay, so we're coming up to the close of the podcast. How can people get in touch with you if they want to benefit from your services?
Call website.
Yeah, we've got a website that we think is okay, but we're happy to receive feedback. Although the gentleman from Omni told me that our website was quite good. So yeah, our website is just parklanestables.co.uk. And we try really hard to have a social media presence. So if people can follow us on social media, that really helps us as well. So follow us on Instagram and Facebook, you'll find us on there. So we try and keep that really up to date with what we're up to. But yeah, it's easy to get in touch with us via the website, and they can just reach us that way, and then we'll do our best to help. And if for whatever reason we weren't able to help, which would be rather unusual, we'll signpost them to other services that would be able to help them. So yeah, that's the best way, because I can't lie, we're not great at answering the phone because we're so busy.
Yeah.
So our hands are like full of horses and people, and then the phone's ringing.
No room for a phone.
So the phone the phone kind of gets a bit neglected. So they're better reaching us online, because then in the evening or very early morning we can respond. So because it's always quite busy here.
Are you looking for more volunteers? And if so, what sort of roles are available? And what is the application process?
Yeah, we are looking for volunteers if if they don't mind early mornings and they don't mind bad weather, because the trouble is, like today, the weather is glorious and people think, oh, I'd quite fancy going and help with the horses. But then in the winter, it's Philippa and I on our knees and a core of volunteers. So yes, we do, but please, if you're going to be a volunteer, think of the bigger picture, think of the bad weather days, and think of the early mornings.
Be open for all weathers.
Yeah, be open for all weathers. We also need help with other things though, like fundraising. Yeah, we need help with fundraising. We need money. We always need money. Like, for example, I am really bad at Canva. So if there's anyone listening who's great at Canva, then we would love them to.
Know about Canva.
Do you? Yeah. So we'd love someone to volunteer to do little posters for us on Canva. Yeah, just think we need help with things like that, with technical things as well, because we're not the best at that. So people often think that volunteering just means handling the horses, but obviously there's so much more to it than that. And we need people actually that are just happy to chat to people, because like I said, if someone drops in and they're lonely and they want a chat, we need to make sure someone's available to be that person. So yeah, there's lots of different roles, but yeah, just remember it does rain and we carry on.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was going to ask about fundraising actually. How can people donate to Park Lane Stables?
Yeah, we've got a donate button on our website,
right?
So they can use that, and that just goes to the CAF bank, which is what a lot of charities do. But yeah, if anybody wants to fundraise for us, if they want to like run a race or climb a mountain or abseil off Spurs Stadium or whatever it is, we'd be really grateful, because we need about £40,000 a month to keep going, because our overheads, even though we bought the building, our overheads are high because horses are expensive, and they need their teeth doing, they need the physio, they need the vet, they never stop eating, so it all adds up. So yeah, we're grateful for any sort of donation. Literally every little helps. So yeah, anything helps us to keep going. And if people can't donate, even if they just tell other people about us, just to spread the word. Really,
spreading the word's still good.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope we do that with this podcast and
encourage
people.
Thank you for having us on.
Oh, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, pleasure.
and spread the word, and hopefully
Yeah,
get some
thank you.
conversion on that.
Yeah, fantastic. And send us a copy and then we can share it as well.
I will do. I will do. Ladies, it's been lovely chatting with you this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh,
And
pleasure.
I think that this will be a very interesting podcast for a lot of people.
I hope so.
So fingers crossed. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alison. Take care.
And you. Bye-bye. A final call to action request, please. I would be so grateful if you would subscribe to my channel and like the videos to help this channel to grow. Thank you so much for your support. It is most appreciated.